Guess we can say hi, right?
Events are being canceled left and right due to the rapid spread of COVID-19 throughout the United States and around the globe.
For my administration is recommending that all Americans, including the young and healthy, work to engage in schooling from home when possible, avoid gathering in groups of more than 10 people, avoid discretionary travel, and avoid eating and drinking at bars, restaurants, and public food courts.
Experts say that the virus poses a similar threat to voter turnout in upcoming primaries and possibly the general election in November.
It is clear that tomorrow's in-person voting does not conform and cannot conform with these CDC guidelines.
State election officials have begun making preparations to mitigate the risk of infection and control the spread of misinformation ahead of Election Day. They are also trying to suppress fears that may prevent people from voting. In most states, casting a ballot requires showing up in person along with thousands of other people, often in small, crowded spaces, and sharing objects like pens, clipboards, and voting machines. The CDC says that COVID-19 spreads between people who are within 6 feet of one another, and possibly by touching communal surfaces that the virus is on, so voters' concerns aren't unjustified. In Massachusetts, Secretary of the Commonwealth William Galvin ordered local polling places to disinfect voting booths more often than usual, requested pens be swapped out regularly, and have volunteers on standby in case poll workers didn't show up on March 3rd. Voting by mail is one solution to calming voter fears of going to the polling station. Washington State's Secretary of State told Time that its existing vote-by-mail system ended up being a saving grace, keeping people out of lines and germ-ridden places. The state, which held primaries on March 10th, did ask voters to abstain from using saliva to seal the envelopes that contained their ballots. Those who processed the mail ballots were also instructed to wear gloves. With all of these precautions being made across the country, are officials worried about the upcoming election?
Today, I have certified that a state of emergency exists and requested that the governor issue an executive order postponing the elections this spring.
At the moment, it's hard to tell to what degree COVID-19 will impact voter turnout and results, if at all. The United States does have some history with outbreaks and elections. About 100 years ago, when the Spanish influenza hit the U.S., 1918 midterm candidates were banned from hosting political rallies and speaking tours. World War I also affected voter turnout, but historians say the outbreak also contributed to low participation figures. According to the United States Election Project, voter turnout in 1918 was only 40%. The ways candidates choose to handle the impact of global health threats, like COVID-19, could also influence voters' perceptions of them and how they handle a crisis.
To unleash the full power of the federal government in this effort today, I am officially declaring a national emergency.
This coronavirus pandemic exposes the incredible weakness and dysfunctionality of our current healthcare system.
I would have the World Health Organization. I'd take advantage of the test kits they have available to us, even though the president says 1 million or more are coming.
So while right now it's unclear whether COVID-19 will impact the election in November, the continued spread of the virus leaves the possibility up in the air.